I think we are live now, so let me be sure. I think we are now live. So okay, filters, properties. Hello, 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 hello. Let's sign in into this. Okay. In yesterday's stream, which was our first stream of the series, we have solved the problem contains duplicate. So today we will be looking at two medium problems. One from let's see which two problems we can solve. So basically, in total, we have 150 problems. Bit manipulation is at the last. We also have a section for math and geometry. Okay, one day dynamic programming, 2D dynamic programming, intervals. So I think we have pretty good questions here. We also have a different section of greedy problems. Okay, so we are targeting to solve these 150 problems in let's say we solve 3 problems a day, then in 50 days we'll be able to solve 150 problems. हाँ चैनल को नेम है जमा एग्जैक्ट।
वो शेयर कर दे ड्रॉप है, ये ड्रॉप तो शेयर हो जाएगा।
देखो मेरा नाम तुबिर पाठक ये है, इसको पूरा को इसमें यूट्यूब
स्ट्रीम कर पा जाएगी काल लिखे डो
मेरे को नहीं और यूरो देख मेरो डे वन ऑफ वेट टू
शेयर कर दे ड्रॉप है, ये ड्रॉप तो शेयर हो जाएगा।
लिंक का मेरा नाम तुबिर पाठक ये है, इसको
देखो शेयर कर दे तो ऊपर देखिए चैनल को नाम रहे
यो कोनी इस तो कौन खुलने लग रही यार, यो है यार।
यार ऊपर यो भर दे यूआरएल में @ ऊपर यूआरएल में।
हाँ हम @ कौन लगाए थे इतना ही।
मेरे कैमरा पर चला वो
तेरे चल रहे हो रे, यो रे हो
नहीं, इसमें फीड में दिखा दे
यो रे हो
तोलिया लटकता दिखा रहा है।
चल पड़े ना इसमें नहीं है, तू दूसरी स्क्रीन में चला ले तेरी में कोई जो प्रॉब्लम छट तो मैं देख ले कंप्यूटर इसको
डिस्क्रिप्शन में वो कर दिए
कि
प्रॉब्लम।
इसमें दिखा है कि चैट, इसमें जितना कर्स कहाँ भी चैट देखना चाहो तो डॉक्स में यूट्यूब लाइव कंट्रोल चैट में।
हाँ इसमें वो कर दिए, इसमें लिंक पेस्ट कर दिए
स्ट्रीम को चैनल को
क्वेश्चन को जो क्वेश्चन करना हो।
अच्छा
और को बढ़िया से छाट रहे
बढ़िया की करनी है लिस्ट सारी।
ये तो इजी वाला तो बड़ा बड़ा होगा तो बड़ा
इजी कौन करा,
मीडियम मीडियम
मीडियम ठावा सीधा मीडियम का करके जब देनी मीडियम करा। और मैं तो नहीं कहूँ यार ये तक कौन स्टार्ट करा फिर
डिफिकल्ट नीचे चल जाए तो
है
एरे का भी यार कई मीडियम स्वाद देती है।
इसमें तो यार बैक रेड है सारा, तो इसमें क्या तो इजी मैंने को करना है करना कर देंगे फिर तो।
हाँ सही है, बात प्रेशर बोल रहा हूँ। अब एम लिंक शेयर कर
yeah so we will be solving we will be following neat code sheet for upcoming 30 days and we will be picking up medium questions only. So I think first question is group anagrams we can pick. Okay, so let's share the question link in chat description also. So your voice, I think only your camera is connected. We didn't have access to your mic. I don't see any option to rotate it. Look, full screen preview, screenshot, copy, set color name, order, transform, rotate 90-degree anti-clockwise I think will work here. Okay. Or put a thumbs up into the chat if it looks perfect to you also. Yeah, so I think my screen is visible. So I have already solved it question previously. Uh, I am solving it since December 21, so it's been 3 years, I think. I have solved it. I'm solving it since 3 years, and let's try this one more time. So basically, we need to group the anagram. So, what is the definition of anagram? So basically, anagram. Anagram are the words which contain same characters. For example, ABC, and if I change the order of ABC, for example, BAC, CAB, CBA. So these all letters contain same characters: ABC, 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 and ABC. So they all have same characters. So basically, these are two anagrams. For example, another example. Let's take second example: AABC and ABC. So these two are not anagrams. So in order to have anagrams, characters also need to have same frequency. If I add A here, so these are now anagrams. They contain same characters, same number of time. So this is the definition of an anagram. So question says in any order. Okay, so question says we have a string of some array of some strings, and we need to return arrays, basically a list of strings which contain same anagrams. For example, NAT and TAN, these two are anagrams, these three are anagrams. So as question says, we need to group the anagrams. So so let's start with the brute force approach. Let's also set a timer here. We'll be targeting to write down brute force approach in within 10 minutes. So in brute force approach, what I will be doing is, for every uh, string, I'll be looking for its anagrams, and I'll be maintaining a array visited, and will be marking the elements as true which I have grouped. For example, in the case of eat, I'll be picking up T and ATE. So I'll be not visiting these again, and we'll be moving forward to next string. So let's start with the brute force approach. So this is the length of our array, and let's also define a visited array. Here I will be storing the indexes which I have visited, so its size would be n. So if my I found that my current index is visited, then I'll be continuing to next index. Otherwise, I'll be looking for similar anagrams in rest of the array. So if my my current string, let's call our current string as A. My current string is visited of, sorry, my current string will be this, and the string which I need to check with is string at the jth index. So basically I need to check whether A and B are anagrams or not. If they are, then I'll be adding that to a group. So my output format will be this, so let's just copy it from here and call it as answer. And at last I'll be returning this. I'll be returning answer at last. Okay, so if my A and B are anagrams, then I'll be putting them into a same list. So let's define a list, local list here, list of string anagrams, a new array list, and I need to add my string at ith index. So basically anagrams dot add. Okay, so if I found that A and B are anagrams, then what I'll be doing is I'll be simply adding B to the list of anagrams and marking B as visited. So basically I'll be marking J at index as visited, and also here I need to mark I at index as visited. Okay, and at the end of this loop I'll be simply adding my anagrams array to my answer array. So basically anagrams array will represent all the anagrams of ith index. So we are just left with the implementation of anagram array. So for anagram function, so let's define a function whose return type will be boolean, are anagrams string A and string B. So I can use two approaches to find whether these are anagrams or not. The first approach will be, for example, first string is ABC and second one is BAC. I can sort both strings ABC, and sorting BCA will also give me ABC. Means I can simply sort the strings and compare them, but it will be taking n log n time. So we also have a better approach where we can check whether two strings are anagram or not in big of n time. So what we need to do is we need to define a frequency array, and we can apply our first check as this. Simply if A's length is not equals to B's length, so it's simply not possible that they are anagrams, so we will be simply exiting our function here and returning false. So these are not anagram. And the approach using frequency array would be like this. Let's iterate these strings a dot length, so for ith character in A, I'll be increasing the frequency of the given index. and I'll be doing opposite for the B string. I'll be decreasing the frequency of ith character, caret I. Okay. And at the end I need to check whether my frequency array contains something, or if all the numbers in the frequency array are 0, then I can say that A and B are anagram. For example, let's take example of AABC and CAAB. So for I is equals to 0, I'll be increasing frequency of A to 1 and decreasing the frequency of C to -1. Okay, so now for second character, this is our S string, this is our A string, and this is our B string. Okay, so I have increased frequency for A and decreased for C. Means for A string we will be increasing frequencies like we increased here, and for B string we will be decreasing frequencies. So for the next index 1, increase the frequency for A, and for the next index we will be decreasing the frequency for A. Now for second index we will be increasing frequency for B index, and will be decreasing frequency for A index. Now for next index, what we will be doing, we will be increasing frequency for C index and decreasing frequency for B index. So here we can see as these two are anagrams, so we are left with the array containing all the zeros. So let's use a for advanced loop in frequency array. If our any element frequency is not equal to 0, then we can simply say it is not an anagram, and we can return false, and at the end we can say this is an anagram, and we can return true. So I think we are good with our implementation, and as of this approach we have time complexity of for this loop our time complexity is big of n. For this it's also big of n, and for this also we have frequency of big of n. Okay, so our overall complexity will be big of n cube. So let's just run this function, see if we have some compilation or else no. Oh good, so we have passed all the test cases. Let's try submitting this approach. Yeah, so we are able to submit this approach, so it's only 5% faster than other approaches. So let's look at some optimized approach. Okay, so I think one approach we can use here is we can use a frequency hash. For example, if we calculate a frequency array for a string, means the frequency array for every anagram will be same. So what if we just create a map of frequency array and put all the strings having same frequency array into the same list, and at last we can compile that list. For example, I'm thinking, do we have a way in Java to create a frequency array as a key? I can also use a string instead. So let's just say okay. So what I was thinking of creating a map of a frequency array, and was thinking to I'm thinking to use a list of string as a key. I think this will not work in Java. Creating a let's just search if we can we make a int array as key in Java HashMap. Java HashMap. I'm using the code to check whether this array is present in HashMap. So this guy has same question as we have. The problem is because two ints aren't equal. Okay. Map and another Java define its interface in the terms of equals from map. Note they don't have to be same object, they just have to be equals. Basically he's saying that in Java the map will compare the reference of the objects, I think. For example, this specimen contain object method says to only if map contains a mapping for a key such that okay, so we'll be not able to compare the two arrays. So I can also create a string for the same and store a string, but for creating a string first I need to create an array, then convert it into the string. That will be a bit uh, complex. So they don't have to be same object, they just have to be equals. String from an object with different and equal returns only true on object identify, hence why it prints false in above snippet. Okay, let's say my for for character for j equals to 0 and j smaller than str my ith string's length, and let's create a frequency array. Okay, so let's increase the frequency of jth character. Now I need to convert this frequency map into a string. Let's use a string builder. So reason why I am using a string builder is string builders are mutable in Java and strings are immutable. So we can modify a string builder efficiently. So I am defining a new string builder, and for each element in frequency array I'll be appending that to my SB, and I'll be checking in my map if my frequency string will be. So this is the method to convert a string builder into string. So I'll be putting in map of my frequency string. New array list of string. And I'll be adding that too. Let's just print our map here. Let's just run our function. Okay, so array 101 index out of bounds, so we'll need to subtract a from here. Okay, so wait a second. I think let's print it now. So what we are getting, that for this key we have a one string, and for this frequency array we have two strings, and for this we have three. So I think we are getting correct output. We are storing correct. Okay. So instead of doing this, we need to add this list to our answer. Okay, perfect. Instead of doing this, we can define a function to do all this for us. For example, function something function like which returns string, uh, frequency. Let's just call this function array to string, and let's take a frequency array into the input. Mm, let's cut it from here. We have defined a new element. What we'll be returning is we'll be returning this as the output, and adding a function code to here and giving frequency here as the input. So I think this is a approach. Let's just run and see whether it's running or not. Okay. Mm, okay, so I think this, let's compute the time complexity for this approach. Outer loop is big of n, taking time big of n. In this inner loop, taking time the time of the length of the string. Okay. Basically, we are iterating every character. Basically, the time complexity would be sum of the every character in the strings of the strs array. So basically our time complexity is big of sum of number of characters in strs, because we are iterating every character of the, for every string we are iterating every character. So basically we are iterating overall the characters. So let's just try submitting it and see what's the time complexity of this. So basically our one test case failed. Okay, so we have grouped, our algorithm have grouped them together. I think we need to print our hello. कड़ा है दिखा क्यों को नहीं स्क्रीन छोटी किस तरह करूँ तुम्हें भी स्क्रीन तो छोटी दिखा है, समझ गया मैं, तो ये भी इसने बड्डी किस तरह करूँ स्क्रीन में मैं? इनेबल प्री फुल स्क्रीन प्रोजेक्टर। और कि में हो गए तो जूम आउट होने तो कौन लग रही है? कौन नहीं होगा। शो ट्रांजेक्शन कौन बोल रहा है फ़ोन पे? मैं तो बंद कर रखे माइक है। यार किस तरह हो कोई भी हो, मेरे तो समझ को नहीं आई। स्क्रीन किस तरह होगी? रीसाइज करूँ कि इसमें? रुक, रीसाइज का ऑप्शन तो यार कड़े गए बे तो दिक्कत हो। सेट ऑर्डर देखना पड़ेगा यार, एक सेकंड। ट्रांसफॉर्म है इसमें, है स्ट्रेच टू स्क्रीन, फिट टू स्क्रीन, ई हो गया। यो के खुल गई, यो समझ को नहीं है मेरे तो। ई दिख खुल दिखा को देख, सही है ना? कोड सीखा है। ठीक है यार, देखूँ इसमें क्या दिक्कत होगी कोड में। एक टेस्ट केस कौन चल रहा है इस यार? आवाज़ भी को नहीं आ तो माइक मुइक लगाना पड़े वो। कोई नहीं, ठीक है, मैं एक बार इसमें देखूँ हूँ। ठीक। So basically our algorithm have grouped these two strings together, this one and this one, which is incorrect. So we'll need to check what we have stored in our map. So let's just print our current key. And our array. So basically we had a wrong submission for this, and we'll be using this test case and running for this. Okay. No, our algorithm have grouped it correctly. No. They need to be mapped differently. So 0 1 at B we have 1. Wait. Why we are getting a 1 here instead of getting frequency of all these D's? Let's try printing our frequency array. Let's comment this out and check our frequency array. Okay, so our this 10 is getting converted to a 0. So in order to create, we need to have some which can differentiate these strings. Okay, let's try now. So now as we can see, we are we are having two different keys. So what was wrong is that our B had a frequency of 10, 1 0, and our B here also have frequency of 1. So this 0 was getting merged with this, and that is why we were getting same keys. So I think now we are good to go. We can add our answer to that list get value. Yeah, so let's try running it. So yeah, now we can, I think, submit it. Yeah, so this solution is faster than the previous solution. So I think this is not a good hashing technique we are using. So let's see our previous submissions. Let's take a submission from February, what we were doing here. Okay, so here we were using array, and we were using the same concept. We were directly converting this to a string. So I think they have added a new string. So this solution, I think, will not going to be work now. Let's try running it in our test cases. Oh yeah, it's running. So what we have done here, string as arrays to the string. Don't know why this is working when our solution was not working, because we were also simply adding it to be a string. Yeah, so I can move, so we can move to our next question. So we have done this question, top k frequent element. So we'll be not doing this right now. We'll be picking up this question, encode and decode strings. No, we don't want to solve this in NeetCode's platform. Encode and decode strings, let's find it on LeetCode. Encode and decode strings. So basically this is a premium question, so I think we need to solve it on NeetCode itself. Okay, let's choose Java here. So let's read what question says. Design algorithm to encode a list of strings to a single string. Okay, we need to encode a list of strings into a single string. The encoded string is then decoded back to the original list of strings. Please implement encode and decode. Okay, so basically we need to encode and then need to decode our string. Our 100 is the length of our array, means our array can contain 100 strings, and each string can have 200 characters, meaning in total we can have 200 and 200 characters, which gives me 20,000 characters. 2 into 10 raised to the power 4. So we need to design a hashing algorithm which can encode and decode our string. So I think in a previous question also we were hashing our key by putting stars in them into a string. So I think we can use the same approach here. Means we can use some special character to put between our strings, and we can hash them. Means we need to encode them in a single strings. We need to encode these all different string into a single strings, and then we will be given this string as a input in decode function, and we need to return this same array. So I think, for example, we have three strings ABC, FGH, and DEF. I think we can encode them like this. And then we can decode them. Wherever a star comes, we can decode them, I think. Okay, so let's take a string builder. CSP new string builder. This is our new string builder. So let's iterate on this list: string current string current in strs. We can append this current string plus this star at the end, and at the end we can convert a string builder into a string using the toString function. So, and for this list, what we can do, we can break. For example, we can define a string array, decoded strings, as str.split. We can split it at string, and for let's define a new list of string. Let's call it answer. New array list. For each string, current string in decoded strings, we can add it to answer and can return the answer. So let's try running it. Okay, so there is some error, I think. Pattern syntax. So I think we cannot put star here. Dangling meta character star near index 0. What does it even mean? Recommended space time design algorithm to encode a list of. Hmm. Let's try putting a here and check whether this is running or not, even with the wrong output. Yeah, it's running, so they are not allowing us to put a star in there. Can we put a space? So strs only contain UTF-8 characters. What are UTF-8 characters? Yeah, we can put a space in here. Let's just check UTF-8 characters. Wait. Unicode transformation format. U8 characters, UTF-8 characters. With ASCII meaning that existing ASCII is already valid UTF. UTF variable length character encoding 1 to coding for email anyway. I think we can't just put a space in here. Let's try submitting it. I think it's giving wrong answer. Okay, so we can't just put something like this here. Design an algorithm to encode a list of string to a single string. Hmm. I think I need list of UTF-8 characters. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Basically, all characters are present here. So I think I'm using wrong approach. I need to use a different approach to encode this. Design an algorithm to encode a list of string to a single string. The encoded string is then decoded back to the original list of strings. Please implement encode and decode. Need code. We need something to put in between these strings, which is not part of UTF-8 characters, so that is the one way out for encoding and decoding. Mm, mm, a single code unit is 8 bits and thus 256 values. We can have 26. Okay, so these are the 256 characters which are part of UTF. Let's look at the hint. An easy solution would be to use non-ASCII character as a delimiter. Can you think of a better way? I'm not even able to find a delimiter. So character not present in UTF-8. Zero F of 0 FC. These are not UTF-8 characters. But how can I type them as in keyboard using keyboard character? Okay, so what it's saying is this is not a part of this character. So it's working. Why space is now causing problem? try printing it out. Mm, so this is our character. So then why our test case is failing here? This test case, let's start a test case. Can't we just add a test case here? Wait. No. Let's look at the second hint. Try to encode and decode the string using a start number based on the length of each string. How can you differentiate between length of any number that might be present in strings? We can use an encoder where we can start with a number representing the length of string followed by a separate character. Let's use for simplicity. Then the string itself. To decode, we read the number until we reach. Then use that number to read the specified number of character as string. Okay, so it's saying that to encode this string we should use something like its length, then we can use a delimiter, and then the string itself, the next string, the string itself, something like this. 3 so it's saying that we can use something like this. So let's use this approach. Yeah, I think this will work. So I need to append current dot length plus a hash plus the current string. So this is my encoded string. And to decode a string, for int I is equals to 0, let's define an answer list, new array list. Okay, so we need to return that answer list, and current character strs dot. Let's use a while loop here. My current character is smaller than, while my current character is smaller than this length. Okay. If str dot. Okay, first we need to find until we reach a point where we find hash. So string length is equals to this. Caret I equals to hash. Then we need to append in answer, then string to integer, string to decimal, Java. String to number, Java. Okay, string to int integer dot value of. We can use this function. Value of length. So we need to append str dot substring I plus 1 till I plus 1 plus L. And our new I will be I plus 1 plus L. Else we just need to add current character to string. Okay, let's just run this function, and also we need to increment I here. So where we are getting error current dot length. So where we are using current dot length. Okay, so this is the correct way to calculate the length. Okay, so let's try submitting it. Yeah, we have successfully completed this problem. So let's look at solution. I think we are using a shorter approach than the solution itself. So yeah, that's it for today.